My name is Mabale Moloi. I'm in the broadcasting industry. I work on cliffcentral.com, which is an online radio station. I'm on the breakfast show on Cliff Central. I also do my own lifestyle show on Cliff Central. Then I'm also a news anchor for ENCA, and I write for Marie Claire magazine. My career path was completely and utterly going completely off-road, taking the wrong turn and having to do a U-turn and then trying to find another route. That's how I would describe my career path. I studied biological sciences and I graduated with a degree in biological sciences from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And then I ended up talking to Gareth Cliff live on 5FM at the time when he was doing the afternoon show. His manager was listening in on that conversation, which was happening on air. It was to win tickets to a concert. She phoned me afterwards and she said, "Have you ever thought of going into radio?" Which I had not. So after getting my degree, I was given the opportunity to join Gareth Cliff on his breakfast show, which I did. From that point onwards, I moved from doing radio to television to print media and now digital media, and in fact encompassing all the different types of media. So completely unconventional way of getting into the industry. I'm not utilizing my tertiary degree or qualifications extensively in the work that I do. For a short time, I had an opportunity to do a science and technology television show, which I could pull from the fields of biology and chemistry and that kind of background for that show. But currently, no, my degree in science and biology and chemistry, I'm not utilizing. I'm doing a lot of news and current affairs related work now, a lot of lifestyle related work. I write opinion pieces for Marie Claire magazine, so I suppose in that sense, because they do afford me the opportunity to write about anything that I'm feeling strongly about in that moment. And so I could pull from the science and biology background in that kind of instance. For me, what I would describe as traditional radio broadcasting, because we're in the business of internet radio. But for me, radio, I hold the most dear. It's the most passionate for me because, radio is about conversation and it's about connecting with people. It's about, the TV I don't like as much because it's all very put on, if you will. There's a lot of heavy makeup that goes into being on television. Luckily, I do live television, so I don't have to worry about the whole cut, retakes, and re-record and that whole thing. So I like the live aspect of radio, and I like the fact that you can be involved in a conversation with millions of people who are listening to you in that moment. So that's why I like radio the most. That's what I'm most passionate about. And then in terms of my achievements, I look back at where I started in terms of qualifying in a biological sciences degree and where I am now. And for me, every step of that process has been an achievement for me because I was thrown into the deep end of the pool with zero experience in broadcasting. And I've managed to build on that and to grow and to become a professional in my own right. So for me, every little tick that I've gone through has been an achievement in itself. Well, I think the first thing, and this goes for any career in my mind, is work ethic. It's very important to do the work, because if you're not putting in 100% of what's required of you, there is always somebody else who's hungrier, who's eager, probably who's even more equipped to do the job better than you. And there's always the threat of somebody waiting to take your slot, your position. So I would say that work ethic is incredibly important. In my line of work specifically, there's a certain level of self-confidence that goes into being in the work that I do. When you're on television, for example, they teach you that you have to have this air of not superiority, but this air of you have to be present, because people are looking to you for information. And with radio, especially with radio, I find you need to be informed, you need to be connected with the world that's happening around you. You know, people assume that because you and I are able to speak, that it would be easy to get into radio. Man, just put on the microphone and you start talking. But what are you actually talking about? And that is where you need to be plugged in with what's happening in the world. And, you know, current affairs, the funny stuff as well, the serious and the funny. So you need to be informed and you need to be constantly reading up on what's happening in the world that you live in. You need to be interested in it to have people be interested in you. The major misconceptions, I think, is the assumption that we all make good money. You know, unfortunately, a person's name in the industry that I am in, that bears, you know, that's what kind of determines what you're worth. Obviously, somebody like a DJ Sbu is worth a lot more than somebody like me. So there are these misconceptions that because I'm juggling 5 different projects that I'm probably earning a lot of money, but that's not the case. Because if you think about the fact that I work for 3 hours on a breakfast show, what am I supposed to do with the rest of my day? And there's no way that I'm going to be earning a lot of money for that 3-hour period. So that is why I juggle all these different jobs all at once, because, you know, together they kind of encompass what is equivalent to a standard 8-hour day or 9-hour day. So that's the biggest misconception, is that we're all loaded. You know, a lot of people are there on Instagram because they've been invited to some event and you happen to be rubbing shoulders with somebody like a DJ Zintle or an AKA, and they think, oh, it's all, no, you know, that's all just like a one-night thing. So it's not all very glamorous.